With a majority rule debate on the inside, the House of Assembly, and a demonstration on the outside, the issue of equality drew both support and vehement protest today.
Scores of protesters showed the government with placards, chants, and their presence that they will no longer accept what they call a range of discriminatory practices that give foreign interests an advantage.
Now, we have team coverage tonight of the so-called March for Equality.
To be a Bahamian, let me hear you say yes! Yes!
That was the reaction of passionate Bahamians as they took their fight for equality to Rawson Square. The troops rallied on the historic Southern Recreation Grounds to peacefully march to Parliament and demand equal opportunities for all Bahamians. Wearing white t-shirts, carrying placards and waving the Bahamian flag, protesters shouted, "Discrimination must stop." As they approached Rawson Square, police were on full guard and barricades gave protesters limited access. Nevertheless, the crowds gathered in front of the bust of Sir Milo to get the attention of legislators.
As they come, yes, to those hallowed halls, yes, of Parliament, yes, we want them to know, yes, that the only bill or legislation that we are interested in is the bill for equal opportunity.
As the Prime Minister and other members of Parliament arrived, demonstrators booed and threw jeers. Citizens for Justice Chairman Bishop Walter Hanschel reiterated that the march is not about the contentious proposed gambling legislation, but the larger issue of equality.
The Bahamian people are simply to the point where they've had enough. People try to spin what we are doing and say that we are lobbying for gambling. The devil is a liar. This is not about gambling. This is about equal rights, empowerment for every Bahamian. Bahamians feel as though they have no rights in their own country. So these people that are here are crying out for justice.
Hanschel and organizers also condemned everything from investment opportunities, which they claim favor foreigners, to unequal job opportunities. And they say the time to rise up is now.
Bahamians should be able to own banks, own offshore banks. Why is it that these things are being deprived from us? We need jobs. Most of the people here are not working. The people have no jobs, they're crying out for jobs.
When you look at our country, everybody is coming to our country from all over the world. Everybody is getting, except who? The Bahamians. Except who? The Bahamians. Guys, they want to enslave us in our own country. This ain't no time to be no fool. No. You can't love nobody more than you love your children. But a time must come when we open that window and throw out the bills that oppress us, the laws that keep us separate and unequal.
Organizers say today's march and demonstration will not be the last. In fact, they intend to return to Rawson Square every 30 days if they have to, until they get their message across. And as our Charisma Robinson tells us, Bahamians are in it for the long haul.
Yes, Andrew, Bahamians say they're out here today because they want equal opportunities in this country. They say for far too long, foreigners have been given the advantage.
When are we as Bahamians going to be served as Bahamians? We're watching foreigners come in our own country and take over, but yet we're sitting back. No, we're tired of this. We are Bahamians and we need to be served as Bahamians. They're sitting in Parliament doing majority rule. We are the majority in this country.
Because they say we're not qualified, train us. Don't bring in foreigners, train us that we can know how to do the job.
We have salt coming out the ground worth billions. We have oil worth billions, and all of us broke. We don't have no university. Our average income ain't where it needs to be, and we get no share of this pie.
We are sick and tired of being second-class citizens in our own country.
Wilbert Sears, a t-shirt vendor and father of one, says he knows all too well about being treated as a second-class citizen. A few years ago, he was kicked off a bus because of his disability, and still to this day, he says some bus drivers refuse to stop to pick him up.
I am standing up as a Bahamian fighter for my rights as a disabled.
Alvin Sands, on the other hand, demonstrated against the controversial proposed gaming legislation, even though organizers insist that today's march wasn't at all about the gaming issue.
I don't like the fact that Ellison Greenslade says he's going to raid numbers. It's affecting my job. If I lose that job, the few jobs that are out there, what am I going to do? How am I going to provide for my family?
And Marsha Thompson says our leaders must fight for young people such as Alvin Sands because it is his future and the rest of his generation's future that's at stake.
I want to know that when I leave this here earth, my 4 grandchildren and my 2 sons, of whom I live for every day, without fear or favor, that they will know that their mother stood for them when they were not able to stand for themselves.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Seymour says today's demonstration was a peaceful one. He says organizer Darrell Miller did a good job keeping the crowd of about 200 under control. Charisma Robinson, ZNS Network News.